This is a recipe for Turkish Un Helvasi, or Turkish flour helvası. Flour helva. It is a simple recipe, but it's somewhat labor intensive. It's extremely delicious. It's a kind of dessert. It's a sweet. And I'll show you how to make it. You're going to need a small pot. Put 1.5 cups of water in the pot. Put 1.5 cups of sugar in the pot. We're going to be making a simple syrup. Put the mixture on a small burner and wait until the sugar dissolves, stirring occasionally to help the mixture along. Stick in 1/2 cup of butter, or 3/4 cup. 1.5 cups of flour. While you have the syrup going, melt the butter over medium-low heat. Keep melting that butter and stirring that soon-to-be simple syrup. Oh yeah, I turned it up just a bit. Don't forget to turn it back down. I turned it up to just see where the 5 is. Turn it up to just above the 5 to get the butter boiling just a bit. I turned it back down to just below the 4. Remember to take your simple syrup off the boil after it's dissolved. When the butter is sizzling like this, throw in all the flour at once and stir, 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 stir. You'll have something like this. Now comes the fun part. You've got to toast this by stirring constantly for 15 minutes to an hour. I'll show you the perfect color after it's done. This is after 15 minutes of toasting. It's not even close to done. Remember, you don't want to cook your flour. You want to toast your flour. Don't let it brown too quickly. Half hour in, it's looking pretty good. This is the color. And as you can see, it's getting pretty dark, but it's not quite there. 45 minutes, and it's looking great. If you really want, I suppose you could stop here. But you're not just toasting for color, you're toasting for flavor. And the more you toast it, the better the flavor is. Now that's a good color. That's a color my grandmother would serve. If you can see it, it looks almost like chocolate. This is perfect. Now we turn our simple syrup back on to a boil. Don't forget to keep stirring. When your simple syrup comes to a boil, take it off the heat and add it to your flour and butter mixture. It's gonna bubble. Be prepared for that. Then stir. Almost ready. Doesn't that look good? Sticking together. Smelling so good. Look at that clumping action. Isn't that perfect? And while it's hot, this is the only time that you can mold it. So stir it until you can get all the little flour buds broken up. Well, you can't get them all broken up. That's why it's called Un Helvasi, or flour Helva. There's always going to be little bits of flour in there. So break it up as much as you can. And then there you go. You've got flour Helva, Un Helvasi. Ta-da! Now I like to take my ice cream scoop while it's still hot and make little balls of Helva. And when it cools, it's just absolutely scrumptious. Okay, so I waited a couple hours for them to set. Okay, more like 3. That was really hard. Amazingly hard. But they were... It was just so good. Oh my god, it was so good. I am so happy I toasted for an hour. It was so worth it. If I had toasted less than an hour, it would not have tasted nearly as good. It was so, so, so good. I really recommend you guys try this.